Good afternoon from 107.8 Black Diamond FM.
Now, I'm still sitting here with Marilyn. Good afternoon, Marilyn, once again.
Good afternoon, Mark.
We played your version, very good, your version of Get Here, Aletta Adams. A nice deep tone to your voice.
Yes, I have a deep voice. Yes.
Now, I have seen you perform.
Yeah.
I've seen you the first time we met, just a number of weeks ago. And I saw you kicking up, and I thought, how would I describe it? A sort of smoky sound to the...
Ooh, I like that.
Smoky sound to your voice.
Yeah. I think it's a soul voice, but, you know, it does other things, but it's a soul-y, you know...
How did you develop it? Or, you know, have there been any influences? Or, you know, what made you go down that route? Obviously, you started in the choirs and stuff, you know, and then changed. But, you know, is there anything that's influenced you, or is it just developed naturally over the...
Well, I've been really lucky. I didn't really have lessons or anything like that. It's just a natural talent from my mum, basically. And thank goodness. Very lucky. And so I've not really had training as such, you know, just practical usage, I suppose. But inspiration-wise, I would say, people think I'm crazy, but Prince. I love Prince. Prince is my god. He is my idol. I love him. Everything about him. So talented.
Very small, though.
Teeny weeny. Teeny weeny. But, you know, Mark, if he was here, I'd say, you wear those high heels. You know, I don't have a problem with that.
Cuban heels, I think they call them.
I don't know. He's
not
just
high
brilliant.
heels, they're Cuban heels for men.
He can wear whatever he likes. He's just so talented. You know,
I've got to say, I do like Prince.
Do you?
Very, very straight. I wouldn't have thought I'd hear you singing stuff in the Prince style.
Well, unfortunately, I can't really, you know, when you're doing different venues, clubs, pubs, it's not really, they don't want to hear Prince, they want to hear the Killers, they want to hear people like that, so, or Lady Gaga or Rihanna or whoever.
Or Penny Arcade.
No, not Penny Arcade. I'm allergic to Penny Arcade.
To let you understand, we were having a wee chat off air, and the conversation was, if I get one more person ask me to sing Penny Arcade...
Mark, I can't. It's nothing to do with football. I know nothing about football, unfortunately, and I'm very sorry. I cannot stand that song. I can't, and it's the only song I've ever said I'm not going to sing. I've done other ones I don't like, but that one I just can't. I just can't bring myself to do it.
It's actually a song that I don't particularly like myself, to be honest. So that would be my reason for not singing it, I'm going to say. Now, you mentioned your mother, and you were saying that I'm just picking up on what you said there about. You know, it's a gift that you got from your mother. Is your mother musical? Yeah. I mean, she has a phenomenal voice. She sang with Shirley Bassey and all that kind of thing. Yeah, back in the day. Oh, you're a name dropper.
Oh, I know. But yeah, my mum was phenomenal. But, however, she gave it all up because I came along. So she decided that no, she was going to have a baby and she wanted to look after it instead of going out every night gallivanting, singing everywhere. So she thought, no, that's it for me. But luckily, I'm doing it.
So she'll have passed on all her wisdom and you know, all the good points and the bad points. Yeah. What sort of advice would you give any young listener, or in fact, any older listeners who may be thinking about embarking on a career in the music industry and entertainment in general?
I think the advice I'd give is, because I do get asked a lot, you know, at gigs, people say, how do you get into it? And to be honest, you've just got to... It's very simple. If you can afford equipment, if you can afford to get all the backing tracks, then... And if you have the talent, then it's very simple.
I think that's where it starts. If you've got the talent before you buy the equipment, it's probably a good place to start.
I did it the wrong way round. No, but the thing is, it's very simple to actually get into it, but you've got to put hard work in. It's not a matter of just going, oh, right, I can sing, can I have a gig? You know, there's definite things you need to have in place before you can even attempt to do that. You need, and people don't think about it. People will come up to me and say, oh, I want to be a singer. I said, well, do you drive? No. So, you know, you need to have basic things in place before you can even think about it. But then once you've got all that in place, you can sing. You have the equipment, the car, the time and energy. Then you can contact agents. You can go to venues yourself. And basically, they can give you a try. And then most likely, if you're good enough, they will book you.
The essence would be hard work and effort.
Yeah, basically, nothing is handed to you. You know, when I started, I was 14 when I had my first gig, you know, and it was terrifying. You know, absolutely terrifying. I didn't move on the stage. I was stuck to the mic stand, you know. I wouldn't look up. You know, and people say to me, you know, how do you interact with the crowd like you do? And how do you just be the way you are, and you're funny and you make jokes and all this is, but it takes time and effort, and the more you practice it, the better it becomes, you know.
It takes time and effort to develop a set as well, which will cover all genres and, you know, all types of crowds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which brings me on nicely to your next song, because you do a mixture of stuff when you're out performing, obviously, depending on the venue.
Yeah.
And we've played a ballad of yours, and now we're going to play a wee song. Now, I've got to say, and this is to the Midlothian listeners, what to do is go over to the radio, turn it right up now, because this is a song that has to be listened to loud.
Exactly.
It is. Now, we don't hear a lot of females singing this.
No, I don't think I've ever heard a female sing it, actually.
I've heard maybe one.
Have you?
Yeah, maybe one. So we're about to hear number 2. What's the song?
Sweet Child of Mine.
Sweet Child of Mine. Absolutely brilliant. This is Marilyn Duncan's version of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Sweet Child of Mine.
Where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky. Now and then when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place. If I stare too long, probably break down and cry. Oh, sweet child of mine. She's got eyes of the bluest skies, as if they thought of rain. I'd hate to look into those eyes and see an ounce of pain. Her hair reminds me of a warm, safe place where, as a child, I'd hide. I'd pray for the thunder and the rain and quietly pass me by. Where do we go now? Where do we go? Oh, where do we go? Oh, where do we go now? Where do we go? Oh, where do we go now? Where do we go now? Where do we go? Where do we
I'm going to be supporting Armed Forces Day because I see the work our boys and girls are doing around the world, and I really want to show my support.